Alright, boys, we got the old Deus with a 9-inch cold version 1.0. You're just going to have to take my word from it, but I don't believe anybody's going to dispute this. Because I'm going to remove that cap. You see what's in that cap there? There's some fall. Now, there's some people who may watch my channel, and they're like, yeah, sharpshooter, your styrofoam tests are full of poopy. Well, I've showed a video showing what you're fixing to see. That's a 6-inch clad dime. Now, it's freshly buried. I'm not going to lie to you, okay? But we will be removing this toward the end of the video, sweeping it in deep high conductor. No notch, so you can hear it, okay? General program, speed 1, no notch, full tone. You see that meter? Very good signal with ID to boot. Deep high conductor. Full tones. No notch. Speed 1, both are ground balanced, okay? You hear that? Deep high conductor. Full tone. You see that meter right there? 30, you see 35s, 32s. You see that? Back to the general program, no notch. Boom, 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 boom. You can't hop out of some modern trash site with this detector in deep high conductor at 14 kilohertz, max frequency, and necessarily find all the goods doing select digging. Now, we'll go back over here to general program. And I'm actually going to run this thing at 24 max frequency. Let's just see what it sounds like. I'm getting some 70s, high 70s. I'm getting some actual indication of a high conductor down there, okay? Let me go in here and see where I've got this frequency scan. I'm going to turn it to auto. Okay, we're going back over here and let you listen to deep high conductor again, okay? There's no tricks in this video. Sharpshooter's trying to help people. I want you to be all you can be with your equipment. 14 kilohertz speed 1. You hear that? That's a jumbled mess. No clue of high conductive coin. Alright, now I'm going in here. I'm going to leave it at 14 kilohertz. We're going to go down here to notch. We're going to add notch. Now this is what you were sort of used to, you know. Rattlehead Silver Slayer program, he was sort of doing what I'm doing here. I'll stop the notch at 78. 00 through 78. Deep high conductor speed 1. Now let's listen. You see the ID now in the window, right? But that's not as good a signal right there as the general program's giving on that dime with no notch. And let me turn, make sure I've got the audio response. It's at 6. Alright, listen. $91, $92 in the meter. That's deep high conductor with 78 notch. Back to general program, no notch. I'll show you here in the window. You see that right there? Notch is off. I'm going to change the max frequency back to 14 kilohertz though. General program. Let the auto frequency scan get done. Listen. Same tone selection selected with both these, but listen to the difference. Okay, so the styrofoam test confirms this right here. How about that? Now, let's go over here to the fast program. just for gee whiz, I'm gonna turn the sensitivity to 95. We're gonna leave the max frequency at 40. I'm gonna turn the reactivity all the way down to 1. Turn up the audio response to 6. Okay, we're gonna select full tones, offsets at 5. And I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna actually dial notch in. This is like the Rattlehead Silver Slayer program. Let's just see what we would get on this target right here. And I'm not knocking Rattlehead Silver Slayer program. I'm using it because a lot of people know about it. There's 87 arrows under 87 in the notch window. Okay, let's see what we get here. You see there? 0. Now I'm even gonna come all the way around this target. I get one-way signal coming off the left side. You see that? That's on reactivity 1. Now that's square tones in this machine. Okay, now I'm going to come around this target. I'm going back to general with no notch. Over here is where I started, okay? Well, let's come over here and sweep. Look at that. So I get about 360 degree detection on that dime right there with that fall. With high tone and high ID. You know, clad dime ID. You see that meter right there? I'm not fibbing to you. Alright? So this just makes you wonder, you know, when you go into size, is there any 6-inch? Now, I could have a deeper dime there and do this same test. I showed a similar test of this with the dive program with version 0.71 on a 10-inch deep dime. But now that's before I got involved with XP in this update. That was 0.71. Now what I can do in the interest of this video, we will actually go over here to the dive program. We'll just listen to it stock dive program. See that ID in that window? Listen. 92, 91, let's come over here. You see there? Look at there. It's a little tough detecting it from right there in the dive program. Alright, we'll go back to general program. Since it's hard to detect from dive program right here, general program, auto scan, get down, let's listen. A bang up signal. Okay? I've made a comment in the video that general program could have some advantage on deep high conductor. You're seeing a classic example. That piece of fall there's out of a cigarette pack, and that's not single layer, it's sort of folded up. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the deep high conductor program. And I'm going to stand here. Okay, I'm going to let you look at this screen here. 6.8 disc, max frequency 14, reactivity 1. And I'm going to go in here. I'm taking the notch out of this machine. We're going to sweep it again, and I'm going to lift that cap up and let you listen to this machine. That was 78, 00 through 78 notch. The notch is gone, okay? Listen. See that meter? Alright, now let's just remove this cap here. And I'm going to hold this up here. You see what's in there. That's a 6-inch clad dime just down there beneath that. Alright, I'm still standing here. Now let's sweep. You hear that? Look at that. Boom! Now it's full tone. You see the meter, the ID. Let's come over here and see if we can get it. There it is. See it? Let's see what I've got this iron TID on this machine. Iron TID's on. I'll turn it off. Okay, so So you got to see that firsthand. For some of these yahoos out here that thinks those sharpshooter tests don't tell you something, you better be thinking twice. Okay? That's all I can tell you. Take note of those sharpshooter. He's not misleading you, okay? Trust me. Hope you enjoy.